Yep.
Man, my bad. You started going in and it started buffering on us. You were talking about the Buffalo Soldiers, Buffalo Clan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was saying that they make mockery of them on the Flintstones. That same headdress that the Buffalo Lodge wear on Flintstones is the same Buffalo helmet that they used to wear over here, but they used to wear the whole pelt. The Buffalo Lodge hat was like dressing up, but when they going out to harvest bison, they dress up like a bison and walk among the herd until they pick the ones that they need to take out of the herd in order to feed the people.
Mm.
When the Europeans started making their way across the Great Plains and seen all them buffalo and we tearing their tail up from among the buffalo, they said the buffalo turning into Indians. We got to kill off all of the buffalo because they keep turning into Indians. So to get rid of the Indians, we got to get rid of the buffalo. So then they came up with something called the buffalo trains. In the buffalo wagon, they be riding across there shooting buffalo from the train or from the wagon. Right? They was paying a hefty price for buffalo pelts because they believed that when they killed the buffalo, they killed one of the soldiers that was dressed like a buffalo. They didn't have enough sense to know he was just dressed up like a buffalo. He a 7 foot tall, 365-pound Mississippian. And so trace the Black Panther is the black leopard. The leopard is ancient to the black leopard is the stealth priesthood, the ones who go to a society and then with society in order to find a solution to the problems that's facing the society. And this is why all of the work the Black Panthers did was uplifting work to the people that was oppressed, which was us. But they got infiltrated by people that look just like us. So Tupac said to tell me it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. I can't lie, ain't no love for the other side, right? What else he say when he got shot? He said during all my riding, all my laying it down on the line, put everything out there for our people. I never in my life would have that somebody that looked like me would be. Remember him saying that?
Yeah, dude.
He's telling you they look like us, but they ain't us. And then we can start seeing the fingerprints of their infiltration. And it was a melanated individual who brought Garvey down with the mail fraud and got him exiled. Get rid of it. It was some people that looked like Noble Drew Ali on his Mufti staff that gave him over to the police.
Hey, Chief, like, you think that you could talk a little bit slower because it's buffering up? The sound keeps messing up, and they really trying to tune in to, you know what I'm saying, everything you're saying. But like you can slow it down if you want to, like, because I know I got a lot of stuff I'm shooting at you, but yo, you can like if you can slow it down just a little bit so it don't buffer on you. You there?
I think it's buffering because the system. Information we going over is critical information. We can't control them buffering us. We blame it on X, but I got full internet access. So it ain't that.
Yeah.
On the StreamYard, but the StreamYard don't always do that, so it ain't that.
Yeah,
it's outside interference.
This whole one was real special for me tonight, and I really appreciate you for even tapping in because I know we've done it several other times before, but this was the first one we did on our StreamYard, so this is kind of weird. So, you know, it is what it is. But real quick, if you have any questions for Rod, please put them in the chat real quick, and we'll get to them. Also, like I said, man, if you want to support Rod, hit his Cash App, whatever, you know what I'm saying, hit him up. real quick, Rod, I want to ask you a question. What you got on the Cabbage Patch Kids?
And Cabbage Patch Kids was part of the orphans that was brought from Europe, right? A lot of people think that they was cloning. They probably was cloning too. But a lot of those children, you got to remember, it was a drawn out war in Europe before they came over here that was going on concurrently to the invasion of the Americas. It was domestic warfare was taking place in Europe. So a lot of people was being killed in warfare, left a lot of babies with no parents, right? And they was bringing them over, especially during the Ellis Island immigration. This is when they started bringing mass amounts of pale faces over here. That's why most of the pale faces, they always say they family been here 120 years, 150 years, but they ain't been here no 200-300 years. Anybody that's been here for 300 years is absolutely amalgamated with the tribes, including the ones that look like us that ain't us. Now we got them black devils in our families. And the problem with that is we so family oriented that we protect that rotten son of a gun and because we love our families. They don't give a damn about no family. This is how you, another key trait to recognize them, they literally have a history of selling their children. We literally have a history of doing horrible things to people about our children, right? When you have somebody willing to sell their parents and their children, you dealing with a dirty war.
Some next level. It's, man, OG, that was another topic that I wish bro was in, but it was crazy because the people that we talking to, I'm doing business with different people. And once you start doing business with different people, you start hearing how they really feel about certain things. Like one person hit me up, they were like, and I don't want to explain too much, but they were just saying that they would go to the other side for the financial gain because they want more than the community. They're bigger than the community. And when I heard that, and then this person's supposed to be friends, like, but when I heard that and then realized what they were doing, it was like, damn, you don't switch to that side. Anytime anybody, like, I'm really against that whole coon and bedwish thing. You know what I'm saying? So now we got the so-called conscious people that don't mind flipping to the other side, don't mind doing whatever they can for $1. So now it's like this conscious thing's not even looking real because people really will sell you out for anything. You know what I'm saying? They'll sell you out for anything.
That's why I don't do nothing. That's why I don't do nothing for money. If people send me donations, I'm cool with that. But I don't solicit donations. It's standard when I come on other people's platform, they already have it established that they ask for donations for their guests to support their guests. But I never came out saying he sent me something. Because I don't care about your money. And you know that from personal experience.
No, yeah. That's why I always ask for, like, this is why I'm big on it, because the people I deal with are entrepreneurs, right? I have a product to sell. I sell jewelry. Like I said, if you go to Richard Stone, if you know and don't know, but somebody like Rod, somebody like Sister Myra Moss, all these great leaders that what they provide for us is bigger than anything in the 3D realm. They're providing something for us that can help you spiritually, mentally, financially, all these different things. You got to realize Rod still has a light bill. Rod still has to eat. Rod still has gas. You know what I'm saying? So we take care of the griots. We take care of the Levites. We take care of all these people for a reason. That's the code. We just forgot our codes over here. So that's why I say, yeah, I do ask if you do got something like, look out on OG Rod, look out on any guests that I bring on. I'm bringing them on for you to support them. You know what I'm saying? So go to, we can go follow page, like, comment, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can send him $5 or $10, that's love. You know what I'm saying? So please, most of them, I'm asking you, look out on OG Rod. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just the economy, man. Because God has just asked. I mean, Maurice Cuffy, where are we in the continuity of the government process now?
End game.
End game. I said
we at the end game. Look, a lot of people don't know it, But everybody they think locked up ain't locked up no more. Some of them names not even on the prison roll call no more.
I heard that.
Right? And when it all come out, it's gonna come out like busting open the floodgate. Everybody gonna be able to see what's what. They gonna look when they find out that Rob is telling the truth the whole time and been so sincere. A lot of the people that was protesting against me for no reason, because I didn't do that to them, right? But they didn't like the way that I deliver my information or the way I look or whatever the case may be. They didn't like me. So they came up back to me, right? Most of them I just disregard, right? But some of them that came directly to me, right? And I drugged their ass out. I drugged their ass out because they came directly to me, right? Try to tell me some stuff that I know is not true and want me to push that agenda for them, want me to steer all of the people watching me to their platforms, right? So that they can sell their stuff. That ain't what I'm here for. I don't care if you sell your shit. If you sell it, you sell it. I'm on here because I care about my people. I care about how we've been deceived. And I had to figure out a way to explain what I'm seeing in the simplest terms, because Elijah said, make it plain enough for a baby to understand it.
I see.
Right? Malachi said, use right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding, and then you will be able to see the whole of the problem. Most of us don't know that every problem, the answer is in the problem. The solution to the problem is in the problem itself. So when you look back on our history and you see what's going on, then Mark Vasey got told on by a nigga. Gabriel Prosser got told on by a nigga. Even the fictitious story in Nat Turner, it was some Negroes that told them where Nat Turner was at, hiding in that hole in the woods. They would never knew he was there.
Facts.
So we gotta be fighting somebody that looked like us. The pale face was the rules. They used them to block us out of the institutions while they systematically shut down everything that we had. They shut our banks down, burned our banks down. We had banks all over the land, but every bank was specific to their family. Family banking. You got to go back to family banking. Right? Because that's how you decentralize the banks.
That's going back to those minerals we've been talking about. Gold, silver is going into effect 2026, 2027. Gold and silver, pretty much, you look it up in your own, wherever you're at. Gold and silver is going to be the new currency. So you might want to start collecting while you can. Silver, really, gold is distraction. Silver is the way to go, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Gold not a distraction. It's just that the price of gold now is steadily climbing because the demand is leaning on gold as the primary currency.
Mm-hmm.
When you look up the currency of kings, it's going to be gold. When you look up the currency of rulers, it's going to be silver. Right? And you go from there to that's the world's currency.
Say it one more time, OG.
I said that's the world's currency. Gold, silver, platinum, and diamonds. Those are the most useful and the most expensive of the metals and crystals.
That's why I said we ain't on here entertaining. We can't be entertaining. We're not doing all the other stuff. We talking about strict. It's Monday. We talking about minerals. Copper is one of the minerals from Monday. Lakeba. Are you familiar with the Lakeba, OG? Copper Lakeba. Yeah. And the energy with copper going up too.
You know, copper. The they took the copper out of the houses and replaced it with the.
They replaced with what now? Say that last part again. What they replace copper with?
PVC piping, plastic pipes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Would you happen to know why?
But
Plastic.
Say it again.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I
want to hear your guess. So the plastic produce something called PCBs. Those are carcinogens, cancer-causing agents. Whereas copper ionizes the water through the friction of the water running through the copper piping. Right? And they knew they suspected that we were staying resistant to their pharmaceuticals because the copper in the pipes bolstered our immune system. You got people selling copper cups now. Go listen to why they sell copper cups. They take the benefits of drinking water out of copper. But you're not supposed to cook in copper. Yeah. You're not supposed to cook in copper. Because then you get the negative copper ions that's toxic when you heat up the copper. You're not supposed to cook in aluminum because the byproduct of heating up and cooling down aluminum is called fluoride, aluminum fluoride. If you go in the kitchen and pull out a aluminum sheet pan, I don't care how long ago you washed it, once it's dry, run your finger across it, that black residue is fluoride. It's a side effect of the oxidization of the aluminum, right? It's like rust is the side effect of the oxidization of iron.
Right? Yeah, but in that cast iron.
Mm-hmm. So the old black skillets, the iron, remember, all these women now are suffering iron deficiency. This causing them to have irregular menstrual cycles, excessive bleeding, hemorrhaging, tumors in the uterus because of an iron deficiency. Right? And some of them bleed so heavy that every other year or so they have to have a blood transfusion, and they can't tell these women why they can't keep enough blood in their system. Right? But when they used to cook in them cast iron skillets, them black skillets that our grandmama them got, they didn't have them problems.
I see.
They didn't have them problems. If you go look at the old witches' cauldrons, they made out of cast iron.
Yeah.
Right?
Tell them. Yo.
Them old cauldrons is what you used to cook for the family in. Go back and watch this movie called Mandingo. You'll see this big old pot that they boiling this water in, and they tell Ken Norton if you look at the pot, it's a big cast iron pot. That pot was usually used to cook for everybody on the farm. Right? And then they substituted it with toxic metals to replace the benefits that you got from the iron being melded into the food. You know, so it's they show us, but we don't know what we be looking at half the time because you got to be knowledgeable about the metals, the effect of the metals on the body to know what they actually showing you. Right? And so you say, why would somebody have a pot big enough to bath a man in? Some of our farms had 300, 400, 500 people on them before they turned them into plantations.
See,
right? I see. They turned them into plantations because Uncle Joe was 68. So by the time she got 30, he was dead. Now she just Big Mama. She got it from here, now come in with the new talk to brand. flesh clone looking like Django, seducing Big Mama, marry her, kill her off, and now he got control of the family farm. He becomes the de facto slave master. That's why we didn't. That's why we didn't like the house nigga, because we knew he killed Big Mama and sold the farm on the sharecropper agreement. They intended to do that. That was deliberate. It wasn't like it wasn't part of their plan. And I noticed because when King George commissioned the first bar association, he told them to use the legal system to take everything they can from us. It's in the document as part of the charter out of Savannah, Georgia. I think it was 1863. So the grace period is 1862 to 1865. But commission your court system. They courts have nothing to do with us. They courts is all they are is tribunals. They courts have nothing to do with justice. They're was flying the Admiral before every Admiralty flag. You hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Every Admiralty flag make each one of them courtrooms a ship. Every judge is a captain of a ship. He's not really the captain, he's really the first mate, because the captain is the clerk. Right? But because the judge sits on the bench, right, that's called at bar. The judge sits at the bar. But we ain't talking about the nightclub, we're talking about the sandbar. So when you go to court and you standing on the outside of the, they always tell you, come on, right on up, step up. Right? Our jurisdiction is claiming.
They chopping you up real bad.
If you look at the warrant, what you want to do?
Man, they chopping you up real bad, like real bad. I wanna does anybody have any more questions for the chief? You there, Chief?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Now you going in on it, and like I say, you giving the free gems away, but they blocking it. Like I say, every time you start getting like deep into something, they start chopping you up real bad. But I appreciate your time. I ain't trying to waste your time at all, man. I appreciate your time, and most definitely, I'm gonna catch you on one of the a little stronger platforms. This is the first one, man. My apologies to everybody, because like we got to give Rod his flowers right here, right? He's doing this and giving out good information. Like he said, certain minerals are helping these women. What you got to say about the matriarch right now, OG? Like if you had a message to, like, we always talk about the chiefs and everything else. What message do we have to matriarchs right now? Because they're the main ones being attacked right now.
All I can tell you is Rod working on it. I'm trying to get y'all back where y'all supposed to be on the land. The women on the land, the men protected. If we don't understand that, we still lost in the toss.
Man, my homie, Women Make Heaven, he's working on free affordable, well, not affordable living, but free living off magnetic energy. That's not a new thing. That's something that's always been around. So the more of us get into the stone technology and everything else, like I said, we're not here for the entertainment aspect. We're here to actually show you about investments, energy, electromagnetic frequency protection, etc., and all this is out there. So it's like, start studying these stones, the shungite, these tektites, what they do. You got anything else from Chief?
Yeah, right. look into copper farming while we talk about these metals.
Copper farming?
Yeah, because they use copper rods to enhance the frequency in the earth to give off better crops.
I see.
So if y'all got a family garden or something, y'all might want to look into adding copper. You know how you stake your tomatoes? Stake them with copper rods. Just so you can get that copper, because it's really drawn from the electromagnetic field of the earth to feed etheric energy into the plant, which makes it more convertible in the human biology. Right. So it's the energy, the plasma being focused into the soil that's allowing the produce to produce much more abundantly. You know, we've been doing all kind of farming for thousands of years. That's where you get your three sisters method from. Right. So the three sisters is commonly corn, beans, and I think it's one more. Corn, beans, but it's like a symbiotic relationship.
Corn, beans, potatoes, right?
I don't know if it's potatoes, but it's another vegetable. Right. So it might be, but the beans traveled up the corn stalk. Right. So when you picking corn, you picking beans.
At the same time.
Yeah. Remember, before they had slavery over here, we was already planting cotton and picking cotton on our own farms. But when they started forcing us to amp up production for industrialization is when it became excessively labor intensive. Because now that we got quotas to meet when we never had a quota. Right? We used to know how to pick the cotton the best way possible. But now we have to increase the speed and it's ruining the hands of the cotton picker. Right? So a lot of the history is being told, but it's being told with a reverse twist to it, an alternate spin in order to confuse you about what was taking place. But if you look up, we was making denim when they got here. Denim came from the tribes. Denim made out of cotton.
Fact.
Right? Yeah. And we gave cotton to Egypt. We gave cotton to Egypt. That's where you get your Egyptian cotton sheets from. The Egyptian cotton came from over here. This is where cotton originated from.
No, I see it all the time. Like, if we just have the South, if we just control the South, we pretty much control the whole world because it's like all the energy is still projected off the South. The guy that said, "Hey, Rod," they heard of that squash. Kevin said, "Do you have your own YouTube channel?"
No, I don't have my own YouTube channel. When I go live on my own, it's going to be on my Instagram, the SikApe, or it's going to be on my Facebook, Rod Hayes.
And like I said, you catching him live right now. He got his Cash App up. I'm gonna get his Cash App back up again. You support Chief, man. Send him $5. Send him something, man. Because he be giving us a lot of free information, free gems. So also, we were talking about the planning and everything else. We need to start talking about getting into gardening. Just simple stuff, like simple stuff that you have in your kitchen, you can throw into the garden and it grows rapidly. Green onions grow fast. Potatoes grow fast. Okra grows fast. A lot of different things we need to be paying attention to, especially when we're at the brink of a whole lot of different war. And the universe going to do what the universe going to do, and they're going to protect who they're going to protect. But like I said, pay attention. Yellowstone, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Pay attention to everything. We're at war with everybody right now. Everybody fighting for attention as indigenous Americans. Everybody fighting for our attention and fighting for our, you know what I'm saying, for all sorts of different things. They fighting for our energy. So, yeah, man, I most definitely want to start doing more videos about crystal technology, talking about free energy. I got another brother that I'm going to bring on probably tomorrow speaking on it. But, yeah, right. And then, like I say, the matriarch, like you said, hold on, love and light, Arisha, most gratitude for the, I just can't read it right now. Peace, Miss Wendy Blue, thank you. But yeah, man, other than that, OG, you got any other message you want to put out there? Like I said, it was so much going on, and then we were catching so much technical difficulty. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot we want to put out there, but I appreciate your time anyway. But anything else you got to say to the tribe?
Last thing is this. Remember I told y'all, when it's over, I'm going to just disappear for about 6 months. That's because I want to spend some time with my family, and I don't want to be doing no social media. I don't want to be doing nothing on social media. right? So I'm not gonna be on here. It's like I told him. They were saying, "What Larry gonna do when he get out?" I said, "Go spend time with his family." I ain't gonna hear from Larry until it's time for him to give a public address.
I see.
In the meantime, wherever Larry be at, he gonna be wherever his family at.
No, OG, that's why I had to get you on here, man. One, because this is a library. This is a library. Sometimes it don't always be. We don't. I ain't had time to try to do the theatrics and all the other stuff. But just having you on there speaking about some real stuff that we can actually utilize in our life. You gave him about the copper. You gave it to him about the cast iron skillets that could change your life. That can help you with fibroid tumors. That can help you with all these different things that's attacking our women. We ain't worried about everybody. We worry about our women. All the gender wars and shit that they out there promoting, like bro said, this is a lot of stuff that people are studying you and putting stuff out there in order to start gender wars, in order to start culture wars and everything else. So right now, the biggest thing we need to be doing is find your tribe, finding your and linking up and being like finding your purpose in this universe. Like start gardening. I don't care what it is. Throw some watermelon seeds outside. Throw some pumpkin seeds outside. Learn what you got going on. Sometimes you got to take time for yourself. Yeah, for real, OG man. We appreciate you. They said sometimes you got to take time for yourself and your family. And like I say, that goes back to this whole 3D reality thing. You got people getting downloads from the ethers, still having to deal with this 3D reality. Still got to pay lights. Still got to do all these other things. That's why I really be trying to support all these esoteric entrepreneurs, the tarot readers, the readers, the healers, the I Say Network, all these different people, like even Karu. Shout out to him for putting out good information, sound information. I don't care what nobody's doing it for, as long as the information getting out there and it's waking our people up and it's unifying who's going to unify. Because at the end of the day, we all we got type shit. You know what I'm saying? I say thank you for that. What you say, OG? Oh, somebody said they tried to look. Oh, somebody tried to look for your Cash App. Say it one more time for him.
My Cash App is $, capital SIK, capital APE.
Vicky, can you put it in the comment section for me, please? Real quick for him. If you're still there, Vicky, can you put that in the comment section?
There's $, capital SIK, capital APE.
Capital A.
My PayPal was I had to end up because Cash App was blocking me, so a lot of people was trying to get me to get PayPal before I end up having to open a PayPal account. So my PayPal account is at SikApe01. It's Rod Hayes at SikApe01. That's my PayPal.
Appreciation for the love. If there is there a science behind wearing feathers? Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Every time everything is science, especially when you're at a research stone with every stone, every feather, every herb, all that. You know what I'm saying? So mine, I'm not gonna put it out there for what it is. OG no, but mine's respect that I'm talking to a big chief, Rod Hayes. This Chief Pontiac. I'm Chief Sky Serpent. So like I said, it ain't always for the entertainment. We can't put on the different masks. We can only be ourselves, and if this is the place to be ourselves, is to connect to like-minded individuals. So each feather represents something. Each cut represents something. These are I can't really say too much on this on platforms. You know how they go. Not against what your question, but more so against whatever they got to say about certain feathers or whatnot. But yes, most definitely. Chief Sky Serpent, look it up. Red Tails, Florida. Yeah, Chief man. Anybody else? Or did you want to speak on that, Chief? Specific about wearing feathers in your hair?
You know, the feathers is the representation of your auric field. When you see the picture of Jesus Christ with the halo around his head, over here we don't have a halo. We have the war bonnet, right? It's the same symbolism. Yeah, it's the same symbolism.
Your other phone is you cut the other phone off?
Yeah.
Now what you were saying?
So the war bonnet around the head is the same as the aura or the halo around the head. When you have what's called the dragon tail feathers, that's when the feathers run all the way down your back, down to the ground. That's your auric field. Yeah, that's a nice piece right there, Stone.
Which one? This one?
That big dragon.
Oh, this is all right. So this is 200 years old. This is over 250 years old. That's from China. But the cool thing about this one, this is from Florida. That's the Kissimmee. That's when the Seminoles with the Temucua had that song, that country song called the Kissimmee River Serpent or the Kissimmee River. I gotta remember that it was an old song they used to sing. It was a Cherokee song, and they were talking about the dragon of the Kissimmee River. That's the history, how long we've been doing. And if you look at this, they say Seminoles, but I know they just saying that it could have been any tribe of people. But the tribe that was down there, I want to say the Yamasee, whatever, they had afros. So they carved this there. And that one is a piece of American history, that dragon. You see what I'm saying? The whole Florida. Okay. So each one.
The afro means the same thing as the war binding. It's the halo.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then also we all fall under the all of us, no matter what. If we're gonna be serious, 11-11, I say, if we're gonna be serious about this, all of us fall up under the matriarch. We say so. We fall up under the matriarch. We all fall under the feather of Mayat, and the feather Mayat, or even when Anubis say he's gonna judge your heart to see if your heart is heavier than the feather,
lighter than the feather. Yeah.
Feather. So all those different things. If you rocking the feathers, you're trying to live by that feather. I'm trying to live by Mayat, and of course, ain't nobody living by Mayat. But if you look at those 42 laws of Mayat and try to live to those codes, you see what I'm saying? I'm a master student. Every day we try, you know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said, I can't speak too much of what kind of feathers these are, but yeah, everything has a purpose. And it's not even just American. Like they be trying to divide everybody, but in every culture, the feathers there. In every culture, we have the turquoise. In every culture, we rocking these stones, these meteorites, these tektites. King Tut had this Libyan desert glass on his chest plate with lapis lazuli all around it. Magnets. This is how they're moving these big statues, and we're acting like they move this with manual labor. No, they're using magnetic stones, black basalt, all these different things. So I'm just one of the master students that I want to start the conversation because somebody else might put in the comments, no, man, you got to realize this stone right here, if you add to this stone, it produces energy. It produces or it conducts energy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's all we do. We keep learning from each one, teach one. I appreciate your time. That's why I had to catch a couple with you, OG, because I know when you set it down, you're gonna be down for them, man. But man, we appreciate you, man. Keep pushing up for the matriarch because once they wake up, it's game over. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, but like that's a whole conversation for another time. They say thanks for the info on the feather. Anything else, Chief?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find this. I'm gonna be doing a master tarot class with got the GDD tarot.
Say it one more time, Chief.
So I got I said I'm gonna be doing a master tarot class, right? The gonna be got the drop GDD tarot on YouTube. So me and her trying to get it all ironed out when we gonna do it. But that might be the last one I do for a while. I don't know yet.
I gotta catch you one more. I gotta catch you 1 or 2 more, man. Because like I said, we be packed with information, and we were breaking up a lot today. But I gotta catch you 1 or 2 more and put it in the archive.
Oh yeah, that's that energy though, that frequency. Once you start, yeah, then me and you together, that's just too much energy. You showed us a dragon from China, and then you showed us a dragon from Florida. Right? They're almost similar in design. That's the Nagas. Those were the old Atlantean gods. Right? The return of the ancient ones. Yep. Yep. Dragon mean master. Right. And it's making reference to spitting fire, or as they say in modern times, spitting game.
Look, yeah, 5% type shit.
Yeah. So like Farrakhan can give you a 9 hour speech and you won't even be tired. He be sitting up there just talking, right? But that's called a dragon. In Egypt, it was called the master of the Husia, authoritative utterance with exceptional insight. It's not a whole lot of speakers that you can listen to longer than a couple of hours. That's
A talent within itself.
he can hold your he can hold your attention for 4 5 hours. That's a dragon. He's spitting flames.
Bobby Hemming energy. Bobby Hemming
Yeah.
energy. Yeah. No, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, OG. When I first got into it, like that, the thing about me, and I'll make this quick. When I was young, I was always into like glass snakes. I'm a country boy from Florida. You know what I'm saying? We see the glass snakes running up the road, turtles, all this, not knowing what we into. Whole time, these are totem spirit guides, spirit animals. So the serpent, even the turtle, all these things, like you said, go back to our reptilian mind, but it also goes into when they become their master self, or like this ain't even my final form. When they get to their master self, they become the dragon. The snake becomes the dragon. The crocodile becomes Sobek. Sobek is one of the dragon gods. But I've seen, like, when they say it represents master, it also represents dragon too. Because like I've seen dragons before in real time. I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen dragons in real time. They say they manifest respect to the Monte, respect to the Monte, respect to the Monte. They manifest themselves, and it's like when they say you got to chase the dragon now, it's like you might see it one time, you might not never see it again.
Well, look, the word. What do the word dragon literally mean, though?
Teach me.
I mean, terrible lizard. Right? So, if it means terrible lizard, an alligator is a dragon. A Komodo dragon is a dragon. A monitor lizard is a dragon. Right? They even got lizards in South America that literally spit fire. That it is not, it's liquid fire, but it's still fire. It's gonna burn your ass up when he spit on you. It ain't gonna burn your whole body, but wherever it land at, you getting burned there. You gonna have some nice little burns.
Man, look, that whole energy. People going back to when we first started, because I know we didn't tap all the way into it about the DNA. Because like I said, I'm still learning myself. But when you talk about the DNA bloodlines and the RH negative and the other ones, the RH positive, I guess you want to call them, and you're talking about the bloodlines of Hanuman, the other bloodline would be that dragon bloodline, that Naga bloodline. And back in the day, or the Nomo, or the Nomo bloodline. And back in the day, now we look at it like, oh my God, reptilians. But the whole time, that's one of them things that they did, that they've always done to us. They made us say it ourselves, type stuff. You are the dragon. I'm the dragon. Just like Oshun, Oya is a dragon. Shango is a dragon. Dambala is a dragon. Rainbow Serpent is a dragon. All these different places. You know what I'm saying? So to get to the top of it. But yeah, man, appreciate it, OG, man. Yo, anything else you want to plug anybody before you go? Again, big shout out to the Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, he knows something. The bluebird, this is right too. Quetzalcoatl. I'm the avatar. I'm the avatar Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, most definitely. Quetzalcoatl, or OG is the avatar of Thoth, which is still Quetzalcoatl. Thank you for sharing the evaluation. Yeah. Okay. No, man, appreciate it, man. Next time we'll be a little bit more organized. And what you say, Chief?
I said, yeah, Quetzalcoatl, right? What's the other one? Teotihuacan. All of that's the same person, different time frames.
Very cool. That's why I wanted to I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I wanted to have a conversation with Bull. What's his name? Say his name again. Camirio. Because he's giving some. He's down there. I think his name's Camirio. I might be saying his name wrong. No disrespect. But the one we were talking about earlier, doing the live with, I know if I get y'all on there, that's going crazy. That's gonna go crazy. And he's giving like all of it is pieces to a puzzle. So he was telling me, because somebody had told me this was Talak. It was a gift to me from Mexico, and they gave me this Quetzalcoatl. Actually, They gave me these. So both of them represent that deity. But he was like, yo, that's the key to the Stargate. And he was breaking it down. And that's why I was like, yo, sometimes we all got pieces to this puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So, 1 second. Check this out. They gave me this when we went down there in Mexico, right? Boom. And you all know I had to put my extra little stones on there and whatnot. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a nice piece too.
That's all jade, turquoise, moldavite, peridot. And yeah, that's pure jade. And they gave me this. I know you can't really see that, but that's the one I'm always wearing. And dude was breaking it down like, yo, that's a key to a Stargate. So I'm listening to him, and that's why I don't even have to be on the race thing because that's the dumbest argument, the race part. When you get into the stone aspect of it and technology, he was literally showing me a Stargate that they were big stone. I think they were made out of basalt or maybe granite, and that's a whole nother subject within itself of understanding the power of granite and basalt or black basalt. But they made a Stargate of this deity called Viracocha. I believe I'm saying the name right, which still translates into Quetzalcoatl. And he keeps coming back. So he's an avatar. Quetzalcoatl is just like the Queen Khalifa reign. The Quetzalcoatl is just a title. Just like you say, the bookman is the title of the person who's going to be the avatar of that spirit at that moment. So you're the avatar of Thoth.
Everything's gonna be all right. I'm coming back.
I said.
Them thugs and G's are happy that I'm coming back. Straight to the
Appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all for sticking with us through all the technical difficulties and everything else. I know that was a hard one. The next one's gonna be better. Man, appreciate everybody that supported Rod. If you fuck with this one, give us a like. Follow us. Look at some of our old videos. Cause me and Rod got a whole little collection. So just pull up Reach Stone and Rod. If you want to support Reach Stone, you can check my Instagram out or just hit me up, inbox me. And we do all sorts of custom esoteric jewelry or just fly stuff in general. You know what I'm saying? We carve stones. You can get your investment game up with us. We sell everything, platinum, gold, silver. We make investments in storage units, all sorts of stuff. So tap in with us, you know what I'm saying? So other than that, OG man, peace to the guys.
Peace to the gods.
Yes, sir. Bliss.
Fun. That's what I got.
Yeah, you know what's red and what's blue?
Yes, sir.
You know what happens when you combine the two?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do. 21 gun salute, dressed in fatigues, black jeans, and boots.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So yeah, shout out to the tribe that's been making their ways, to finding us on these other platforms as we kind of take our little vacation that we'll be back on pretty soon. The tribe, real quick too. I'm gonna go ahead and share the cash apps real quick, for y'all to show some love to Big Chief for doing what he do and being where he be out here in these Ashe streets. But also, like I said, I want to shout out all the people who've been showing love and sharing the information as we kind of maneuver through some of these potholes in the road right now. But I'm ready to let it go and let it do what it do and be what it be. And so that's what I got. Big Chief, you ready to get this thing cracking?
Stay ready, though. Get ready.
Yes, sir. So we got a lot going on, man. With the Cosmos. I think we just had the 777. I think what was a Stargate or portal or something like that, and all these alignments with different planets and all that. But then we got all these storms and these floods. And I had a call earlier. And I was talking about the different times that this planet has been through what we call, I guess, the Great Flood, the Noah story, and a bunch of other ones, and then, as well as in E5, they got some dope art that I got to share on the channel in the Oni's Palace in Ile Ife. They have a beautiful mural where they kind of break down some of the previous floods that trace back to the times of Oduduwa. And I saw that. I was like, yo, that's dope, because this is a real reputable image that I'm seeing that, is in the Palace of the Oni. So I know that predates what we have seen in the King James book. So it's like, this is something that we know has happened on the planet, but there's a lot of distorted narratives on like what's happened. And then also I had a meeting yesterday. Shout out to the brothers I was with yesterday. And one of the brothers had a presentation that was dope. And he broke down how the Sphinx is like at least 800,000 years old, right? So, and we based that off. Well, his presentation, we based it off of the ley lines of the different heights of the altitude of the water that kind of, I guess, impacted the Sphinx. So with that, I know with your mind, man, I know you got a whole lot that, you're going to take us around the corner and through another star system and all that good stuff. But when it comes to these things like floods, the great floods and all this, like where does that tie into everything that's transpiring right now with so much transpiring right now?
We live in cycles,
Not sure.
right? If it happened before, it's going to happen again. And if you don't learn from it, you keep repeating it. But the only thing that a lot of people don't get is the last world flood wasn't a flood, it was an ice age.
Hmm.
The sediment that they seeing is from the melting of the ice age.
Hmm.
It's in the permafrost, right?
Hmm.
The ice age have not completely receded. It's not completely gone. We're going from the lunar cycle to the sun cycle, but it's a man-made, artificial, created cycle that's the side effect or aftermath of a nuclear holocaust during one of the Anunnaki wars.
Hmm.
So when the nuclear winter froze everything, that's how they killed the dinosaurs. That was one nuclear winter. That was one of the first wars that killed the dinosaurs that they told us was a meteor shower. It wasn't a meteor shower. It was a shower of missiles. And these missiles was radioactive, nuclear grade missiles. And so this is what killed the dinosaurs off. But the ones that stayed closest to the equator, alligators, crocodiles, monitor lizards, Komodo dragons, giant snapping turtles, giant garfish, was able to live under the water because of something called hot spring sprouts that spring up under the water. So that kept them alive. And a lot of the reptiles, because the temperature around them was so cold, they just was in a hibernated state. Some of them was even froze. Right? And a lot of the amphibians, you freeze them in the winter, in summertime they thaw out. Frogs, yeah. But anyway, this is why you still have remnants. Everything that ever was here, there's a remnant of it that's in existence.
Yeah.
The cat of today is not the descendant of the saber-toothed tiger. The saber-toothed tiger was his own species. But the felines that the modern day cat came from, right, they ain't even from here. The modern cats is because one of the nuclear holocausts wiped out all of the ancient animals around the planet. So they had to repopulate them with animals from other places. The Lyras obliged us with the different species of cat that's been here for the longest. They brought them from home.
Now, listen, I know what the Lyrans are, but I'm going to bring it up because I'm sure there's going to be people who may not. So the Lyrans, if I'm not mistaken, right, these are the beings that we see that have the head of a feline, but the body of a humanoid. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you looking in the hieroglyphics, you'll see Sekhmet, you'll see Bast, and there's a few other ones. I don't remember all of the names, and I was going back over some of my stuff, and I had a whole bunch of critical errors. Ancestors correct me on the last one I did with you because I was saying Olo de Madre when it was another whole Orisha. I was calling the wrong name, but the information was right.
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 And I knew
and they weren't mad either. They was like, hey, you know you did that wrong. And I'm looking around, I'm like, who the fuck said that?
Listen.
I think it was actually, I was making reference to the story of Eshu, but I was calling him Olo Damare. And the next day I got up, I had a heavy ass Ogun knock. Boom! I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I go outside and looking around, and then I see these signs, right? And I start reading the signs and what the signs are saying, and the signs were saying, "Okay, now you made an error, but you need to correct it." So remember, I immediately messaged you,
Yeah, I
right?
remember.
And they told me, look, so on my news feed, it popped up. All of the Mare and Eshu, both of their videos popped up, and
Wow.
that's not even in my algorithm.
Yeah, it's in there now.
So they
Yeah,
were
that's
telling me, then I was like, I wonder if the information I think I'm getting right. And then I picked my phone up, I opened up YouTube, and it's like, who is Olo Demadre? And scroll down a little bit, it was like, who is that shoe? And I was like, oh man, they about to whoop my ass. They're like, no, we ain't gonna get you. The information was right, you just got the names mixed up. Well, I've been horrible with names since birth.
Listen, that's why I didn't trip, because I knew what you were talking about. And honestly, I was thinking you meant Arumula, but then when we
They
talked
said
about
you
it,
knew what I was talking about.
oh, I knew.
They
Like I
said
said,
they told me you knew exactly what I was talking about, but you just didn't correct the story. Next time, correct that shit, man. Don't let that shit go.
well, I
Cause I
didn't.
can.
You were
No, don't worry about it. Just be
I would say
past
you
it now.
make a strong point, and I hate interrupting sometimes, but then I be getting them downloads like what you talking about now. That's when the time when I have to interrupt, because the download is so strong and so clear. I feel like if I don't, we both know what happened, and I don't want that. So I'd rather just go ahead and respectfully interrupt so I can get it into them. But that one, because I felt like I knew what you were saying, I wholeheartedly feel like a vast
Yeah.
majority of the
I
tribe
heard my
did too.
mama say, "Baby, you the only one can get away with this shit."
Listen,
I'm like, "What the
that's
fuck
the real
did I
thing.
do?" That's how I woke up. Like, well, I'm like, "What the fuck did I do? I'm the only one to get away with what?"
Bro, that's a real thing, man. Look, I had a private community call like a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about ancestral shrines. And matter of fact, shout out to Wunam, because she was on that one with me too. And when we were talking about it, we were laying out different ways and how to create a consecrated shrine properly. And one of the things that I made sure that I shared with the tribe that was in there, like, yo, make sure if you put a picture up on your ancestral shrine, don't put a picture with you or anyone else who's living in that picture, because that can be a problem that can get really, really, you know what I'm saying? It can go bad real quick. But excuse me, that's the part where when you said that, it really is a real thing. But I know you wasn't facing none of that, because I know they know you knew what you
They
were talking
just told me to correct it. They told me to message you so we can correct it on the next time we go live, and here we is correcting it.
about. Nah, Shay. Yes, sir.
I thought it was good. I thought I was gonna slip by for a minute. The ancestor was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna let this slide. We already gave you the pass, sucker. You got it. You got the pass. You probably was high as a satellite when you said it. We gave you a pass, but you ain't gonna forget. We ain't gonna
Listen,
let you forget."
I know that's right. And what's funny is you said Ogun, I think, was the first one that started with the big knot. Today's Ogun Day today too, so you better say Baba Ogunye, because yeah, today is his day when it comes to the calendar. Yes, sir. So look, and that means that the technology, we got to make sure
No,
we
that ain't even the kicker.
what was
Remember when you asked me if I was gonna do something tonight, and then what did I text back? It was a set of numbers. You remember?
oh man, let me look, because I don't want to miss. Let me see. I see. Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't. How did I miss that, bro? I ain't even. That's crazy.
A few minutes ago, you was quoting Pac.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
All
yeah,
right, now I did
yeah.
some business and I had 9/11 left
Mm,
right before it was about 8 o'clock, maybe
mm,
8:30. As soon as I
mm.
seen that, I said, "Damn, I got 9/11 left." I was like, I just texted that
Yeah,
to Reese.
bro,
What
it's
the
crazy.
hell?
Yeah. What the hell, Yante? Yes, sir.
So there's two songs come to mind. One about the name, the Houdini song. When a man say, MCs come, but when we rumble, some think I'm shy just because I'm humble. So all you MCs hope you're real good listeners, because in this battle, I'm taking no prisoners. Slaying MCs right on the spot, because I'm the master of the rap, the doctor of the rock. Oh, man, I forgot how it go. But he say what you want, to spell my name right. Cause all the men forget to you was rocking the house, but that's not what the rumor was all about.
Yes, sir.
And then that Tupac, when you brought up Tupac, I was just sitting there and I was hearing the song in my head. 911, it's an emergency. Cowards tried to murder me from the hoods to the burbs. Every one of you suckers heard me. I'm legendary, niggas scary, you paralyzed. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, Pop turning up, man.
Look, Biggie been knocking for 3 days.
Oh, listen, I don't got no problem going there either. Armed and dangerous. Can't too many can bang with us. Look, I don't got no problem going Notorious Thug either, man. Cause look, it's a big Biggie house too. Big Biggie house. But yeah, you know what?
No pledging dungarees, and that's just the half of a warpath. Laugh now, God later, and greater than your average player hater.
Yes, sir. Frank White. Listen, look, and okay. So now I remember you were saying something about like the water and all that, and I know it is some stuff that we've been pontificating. We've been talking about or throwing around that's going on in like that time and September around that time and Earth, Wind and Fire. Do you remember? You know, September and all that. But when it comes to like with all that, when you were going in with the floods and all that stuff, I was thinking too. And you said that we're still in the old ice age. Does that how does the ice walls and all that stuff like over there in Antarctica? Does any of that kind of tie into what we're seeing? What maybe some of the
It's not a
floods?
wall, it's a shelf. It's a difference.
Okay.
You can circumnavigate Antarctica, but people think that Antarctica wraps around the world. And that the North Pole is in the center because the Earth is flat. But you can circumnavigate Antarctica. Antarctica is written about in the book of Enoch, and it's called Tartarus.
Yep.
The topography under the ice is Tartarus.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in the Holy Tablets when Baba talk about the great ship Nibiru came through the atmosphere, and one of the planets behind it knocked the Earth out of this position, created the iron bracelet, and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I might even
well, what happened is when this went down, the south is up, north is down. That's the first thing they tell us to disorient us from this reality. When the collision took place, it pushed the North Pole through the atmosphere into outer space into absolute zero. And the water that was splashing at the time created the ice shelves by freezing instantly. And the flash freeze is why all of the animals and the people that's under the ice can be thawed out because they were suddenly frozen in a fraction of a second.
That's crazy. Now, does that go back to like what we were talking about on? I can't remember which episode. We did quite a few now, but I think we was talking on one of them. We were talking about Big Tuki and like cryogenics and all that stuff. Is that excuse me? Is that like a similar, I would say, process or unfolding of events?
Yeah. So the people that was under the ice, they say they brought it from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
They say everybody got to be brought from Africa. I'm just so sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't from Africa. The Bashinga tribe did not come from Africa. They was the people froze under the ice. When the World War II scientists